Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Maka's story.
Yes, the Federal High Court in Lagos on Friday has fixed February 27, 2025 for the arraignment of Bolanhon Obanikoro, the son of Senator Obanikoro, and 4 others for the alleged fraud of over 1 billion naira. Yes, the police charged them with 5 counts, bordering on conspiracy, obtained by false pretenses, false representation, and fraud. When the case was called, the prosecution counsel, Momo Bello, had informed the court that the matter will be scheduled for arraignment for the defendant. So, this is an ongoing story. It's unfolding. So many people are interested in it because every day, just open the papers, it's there. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
So I have the weakest story, apparently from Punch. On Saturday, the governor of Bauchi State and chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, that's Bala Mohammed, has labeled Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, as a serial betrayer and a threat to the survival of PDP, and asked him to resign from the party and align fully with the ruling APC since he's already serving within the administration. In reply, the media assistant for Nyesom Wike, Larry Olayinka, already hit back and said it's failure of leadership on the part of the man, Bala Mohammed, that it is failure of leadership on the part of PDP and himself that has led to where PDP is right now, and that he is the betrayer, like they gave each other back to back, and that for him, he was advising that the governor should not pursue a 2027 presidency agenda. It's not going to happen. And he repeated, so they now went back and forth, talking about this one betrayed this one, this is how he betrayed this one is a willing tool, accusing Nyesom Wike as a willing tool from the APC to cause issues within the PDP. And while all of that is being said, I'm wondering what the PDP, because we do not want a unitary party system. We want, for democracy to work, there needs to be a vibrant opposition. So it's important that PDP gets their acts together. This accusation, get your leadership structure working. You still have time between now and 2027 to bring up a viable
when PDP
candidate.
Was in power, APC was very active. Very active. Was constantly on top of it. So they need to get their act together. Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. PDP, Wike, Mohammed, camps go on to showdown, I think, for their next NEC meeting. Defense headquarters confirms killing of 22 soldiers. We talked about that already. Anambra, Goba 2025, the issues and the facts. FRSC implements mandatory driver registration policy. Partners fire service NEMA to combat crashes. Polls, reps seek to make voting mandatory. And new tax regime, UBA hosts knowledge series for SMEs and others. Okay?
Yeah, the Federal Road Safety Corps has rolled out a nationwide crackdown on all tanker crashes, mandating the registration of all tanker drivers nationwide. This is because of every day we open the papers, is one accident or the other, lives, crashes and stuff. So they want to curb this, and they have attributed these crashes to unregistered drivers who are operating without being part of an association or a union. They're stressing now that they need to form a database of verified drivers, which will enable FRSC to track and monitor the activities and also ensure that only qualified drivers are on the roads. They also said that now they are implementing sending their agents to tank farms because they need to inspect safety valves, vehicle conditions, and certify drivers before loading and departure of every vehicle that is going to be on the road. Although most of the owners are fighting this, but they said that they are speaking to them and engaging with them, and with time, they know that this is be a good collaboration and is going to work out. They also explained that the agency is working closely with the Federal Fire Service and the National Emergency Management Agency to combat the rising of cases, especially when something happens. They need to be able to be on board to help curtail,
I think that FRSC, yes, they are dealing with drivers, but until we start having repercussions to the owners of the tanks,
the vehicles,
if the tankers owners are getting
away with it.
As long as they're getting away with it, we can't blame drivers. Who employ the drivers? So if you're a company, you should be responsible for employing unregistered drivers.
And also
you should be responsible for your trucks.
Yes.
We see those trucks with their tires bending like this, and they're now calling driver. Like driver is the problem.
And the most important thing, I like the fact that they are, sending them out to these tank farms to make sure that before any vehicle loads and leaves, they check everything. They check the vehicle. I
hope they just do their job, because sometimes they bribe them and they let them go. So it's not, see, those checks are there, but it's like it's been sabotaged. That's a problem. Okay, moving on to Daily Sun, to Vanguard. We're done with Daily Sun.
Yeah.
There was a story I thought somebody took there. It was FRC, okay. Vanguard, air forex spending on foreign education, health, defy Naira depreciation. Tinubu, Bauchi Governor, Foreign Minister Baker. World Cup fever, ex-internationals express fears. Army commander, 21 soldiers killed in Borno terrorist attack. 25 dead as explosion hits mining sites in Niger State. Brazil slams US after dozens of deportees arrived handcuffed. And Zenith Bank raises over 350 billion naira in rights issue public offer. Okay.
Yeah, so I have a story here from Mina. They said no fewer than 25 persons were yesterday confirmed dead following a mining explosion at a site in Sabon Pegi Mashegu local government area of Niger State. It said besides the dead persons, it said several others were said to have suffered various degrees of injuries. They've been transferred to various hospitals at New Busa. They said the residents are still searching for more bodies, and many, especially women and children, are said to be missing. And some, they are suspecting that they are buried under the rubbles. So the explosion had also reduced many residential buildings and shops to rubbles as well. And the cause of the explosion was unknown as at the time of the report. But some sources are now saying that a device exploded in that area. So it was alleged that a man, simply identified as Yushao, based in New Busa, stored an explosive in his uncle's house, which he was using at a shop in Sabon Pegi, where it exploded. And they said immediately that explosion happened, he disappeared, and they've been looking for him. However, the military had cordoned off the area. So they said that, the explosion happened when the miners were just resuming work in the morning, and the villagers were now afraid to go close to the area because of what had happened. They were also suspecting that more explosions could happen as well. And there was also terrorist activities around the area of that explosion. But they are still looking for this particular person who allegedly has stored the explosives in the shop. They had stored it based off of using it to do the illegal mining, and that's where they were storing it. So hopefully they'll be able to find him, and it's just unfortunate that a lot of people had to die and
really houses
razed down in the area.
Let me take the major headline, because things are not working as many as the CBN or the government had thought. So according to this report, despite over 30% Naira depreciation, Nigerians have increased their spending on foreign education and health. Was increased by 26% to $2.3 billion in the first 9 months of 2024.
We are resilient people. So
the upsurge in spending, according to the stakeholders in the education and health sector, is an indictment on the country's universities and the health sector. But that's one way of looking at it. And another way of looking at it is that Nigerians just have a thirst for things that are foreign.
Just resilient.
You can be resilient. It could also be that, yes, we don't want our children to school here. We can't let it be $1 billion. We will spend the money, but not school in Nigeria. Or an indictment of the government for not ensuring that they invest enough in education and health sector. But consequently, it's quite interesting. The numbers are quite staggering. $1.8 billion in first time, that's first for education. And what's the other one? The health. Health increased by 24.8%. It moved to $465 million.
I felt our health sector was actually, there was a lot of improvement, and people are doing their surgeries here, but maybe the data is showing otherwise.
I think it's a hot topic.
Yes,
at some point.
Yes, it is. Okay. I want to take the story of Brazil. So Brazil is blowing hot.
Oh, you found the story?
Yes, I found it. Online, actually. The Brazil government has expressed outrage. On Saturday, the US deported some of their citizens in handcuffs.
Wow.
And they were chained both on the hand and on the leg.
Wow.
And they said they were not allowed to eat water. Drink water. The plane didn't have air conditioner. They were stuffy. They couldn't use the restroom. It was inhumane, the treatment they had to endure. So the foreign minister Foreign Ministry of Brazil had said they would demand explanation on the degrading treatment of their passengers on the plane. They were supposed to, the plane even actually had issues, which was probably why they didn't have the air condition. They were supposed to land in a different place, but they landed in a different place. People are attributing this to Trump's hardline anti-immigration policy, but they say that's not actually what happened, that they had been, this particular set of people had been in a conversation since 2017 or something, and that there was a stalled bilateral agreement that led to their deportation, but they were not criminals.
So why are they going
illegal
in
immigrants? They shouldn't have been treated that way, and so there
Even
will
though
be demand for
Trump's
explanation.
policy might not be directly, but it could be indirectly had influenced why they were handcuffed. So
Yeah.
these are things, it kind of gives them
Body
the
language.
Yeah, the role of the
language.
presidency directs how people behave.
Nobody should be
We have
allowed to
to-
get away with this kind of things.
No,
No
it's
government
wrong.
Is there
should
any
be.
other important story in Vanguard? Because we have to wrap up.
Yes, just the Basbo story. Let me quickly just go through it. Some members of the Governance Advisory Council, GAC, the apex advisory organ in Lagos State, disagreed yesterday over the process that led to the impeachment of the former speaker. You know, this
The said that was done wrongly.
Yes,
Manikoro said it was done right.
rightly. And then the secretary now said that
It's a family
it's a
matter.
family affair and they will resolve
yes,
it.
that's all, yeah.
Okay, let's go on a short break. When we come back, go on to the hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.